Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, this is going to be an incredibly fun build. This is going to be Northern Lights Zoo, my build for the Europe DLC. I am here in a custom sandbox map with a custom height map added. It's got some issues around the edges. I really don't care. I'm going to ignore that. And just, work with the terrain in the center. Maybe work on the edges at some point, but I'm probably not going to build out to the edges, so it doesn't matter. So if you have never used a custom height map before, you get something kind of like this. I have gone through and smoothed it extensively. Planet Zoo does not like height maps very much at all. It's amazing that we have what we have. It kind of comes out a little jaggedy. Go through, hit it with the smoothing tool, which takes forever. But I want this to be basically a real-time building kind of a series. I'm gonna be, instead of doing time lapses and whatnot, I think I'm just gonna build straight through, and just to save myself some time on the editing. That way maybe I can actually get more videos out, and that way I don't have to record any kind of voiceovers, because those are literally like pulling teeth for me. I hate them. So I'm not going to do them anymore. All right, so to get started, one thing I want this series to be is a tutorial on how to build an epic sandbox zoo in Planet Zoo. The advantage of sandbox is you have complete and utter freedom to do whatever you want. However, that can get overwhelming. Like, how do you take your zoo and turn it into something that you see posted on Twitter or on the subreddit, where it looks, incredible? It looks like a real zoo. Well, let's try to make that happen, and I'll go through my process here with you. One thing I want to focus on is the pathing system. Everybody hates the paths in Planet Zoo. Caveat, everybody hates the paths in Planet Zoo until you learn to work with the paths in Planet Zoo. It's actually incredibly powerful. I did make a rather controversial post about this on Reddit that garnered a little bit of attention not too long ago. Got a few people's hackles up, but you know what? We're going to do it. I'm going to show you how to work with the paths, how to lay out a path system, how to make two-story buildings that are pathed fully, how to make a lookout tower that's pathed fully that guests will actually use, how to make underwater viewing sections, how to make underground viewing sections, how to make paths behave with water and with barriers. So this is going to be really, really fun. So let's get started here. So whenever you load into a custom height map, you are greeted with this funky little entrance. It's much smaller than your standard entrance with a regular sandbox or franchise zoo, and it's useless, so we're going to get rid of it. I'm going to take my multi-selection tool here, select the entire thing, and delete it. And then this little bit of path here, I'm just going to get rid of it. And now it's gone, like it never existed. Alright, so I want the entrance to Northern Lights Zoo to be over here in this sort of flat region. I'm going to build out a full parking lot with this, as well as the full path system, and we're going to get started on that right now. Now, this is the eve before the Europe Pack launches December 14th. This is the evening of December 13th. I'm jumping in to get started on this anyways, because I have to work tomorrow. I only get half a day, and I want to actually kind of play with it a little bit. And not necessarily record, but kind of get familiar with it before start recording, and maybe record a little bit too. Also, Ark is launching Lost Island map tomorrow, so yeah, I have too many games to play basically. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna flatten out an area for this parking lot and entrance. I don't want too much up and down in this part of the zoo, so I'm just gonna get rid of most of this. Terrain tools, I'm using the biggest brush I can with the intensity set to 100% and just getting rid of a little bit of this variance here. Let's go through, make a nice flat area, come in with the smooth tool, hit this area again. This is the weakest smooth tool I've ever used in any game ever, and it needs to be about 100-fold stronger to actually be effective. But it is what we have, so we're going to use it. So just smooth everything out real nicely here. Make it nice and flat. All right. One thing with Northern Light Zoo, this is a European taiga map. I want this to be focused on our cold weather animals. So it's not only going to feature the 4 Europe DLC animals, it's going to feature the full range of at least the cold weather animals in Planet Zoo. It's going to be super fun to get started on. All right, so I want the parking lot, or the car park for you European folks, to be sort of in this area here. There's 2 ways to go about this. You can either build it with the paths or with construction pieces. I'm going to use construction pieces. I'm going to filter this by concrete, and then I'm going to turn off blueprints because I just hate having blueprints on. And then architecture and floors. So I want concrete. Do I want concrete? Do I want concrete or plaster? Plaster is recolorable. Concrete is not. Wait. Concrete is recolorable. Never mind. Yeah, I want concrete. This is perfect. Has concrete always been recolorable? I don't know. I've confused myself. I had a migraine today, so yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to start dropping in some of these right in here. Now, as you can see, it's kind of floating just on top of the ground. I'm going to get a good amount of this out here. Come on. I don't want this to be floating above the ground like this, or sitting so far above the ground, because when guests walk across this, and they will, I will have guests walking across this. We'll be using the coach probably as a spawn point here. They'll be up to their knees in it, and I just hate that. I hate that look. It bothers me to no end. So now I've laid out a good amount of concrete here. I am then going to exit the group. I'm going to come into the advanced move and rotate for the entire group. I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to drop this down until it's just barely visible above the ground. Kind of like that. So that looks really good. We'll apply that. Now you can see you have one problem, which is that the grass is growing through it. Take a terrain tool, painting, we'll just go to short grass, and just make that go away. In fact, I'm just going to paint out the long grass in a lot of this area because I don't need it. It's kind of useless. All right. Much, much, much better. So let's get back in here. If you just double click on a piece in the group, it will open up the group again, and you can go back right to building. So I'm not going to make an absolutely massive parking lot here. I just want it to be big enough that it's at least somewhat realistic. I'm going to round my corners off just because I think it'll look a little bit better. And go like this. And we'll make it one more row down. That'll be fine. Get our quarter circle again. Z is your hotkey to rotate. And right click to get rid of that piece. And put that in there. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to make a little offshoot of it kind of off this way. Go kind of like this. Maybe this will be a bus turnaround area. I don't know. It's whatever we want it to be. Why did I do that? Make that go away. That's correct. All right. So pretty good. Now we're going to come into concrete walls, and I'm going to put in a curb. Now, as you can see, it automatically wants to snap to the group because it's already part of the group, which is exactly what we want. So I can raise the height. Is that a little too high? let's see if I turn that down. Can I make it go perfect right there? All right. And actually, I want this on the inside because otherwise our curve will not line up properly. And on the inside, I'm not worrying if I'm accidentally placing something in the wrong place because, you know, it's sandbox. There's no money involved in this. So you don't have to worry about any of that, which is just great. I very much like not having to worry about stuff. I'm leaving a couple of gaps here just as places where the paths are going to cut through. Make sure I get the corner in there. All right. And I'm gonna go around and do the entire outside. Make this quicker. Might just go around, hit all the curved edges first, then come back in with the straight piece. And this is just regular concrete. All right. Now, you can see I kind of messed up a little bit because cars can't really drive over a curb. So I'm just gonna right click, get rid of a couple of pieces. And we'll go like that. That works. Now I want some planter islands here in the middle. So I'm just going to, that's not ideal. Okay. Actually, yes, it is. It is ideal. It's perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna go like that. Some nice little designy type things here. Interesting, the way the texture tiles, it makes it, huh. Okay, that was too far. I'm gonna make that go away. All right. Yeah, just like that. So that'll work. Pretty basic, simple little parking lot. I clean up a few things. So I might want to make this concrete a different color, and I probably should have done this before. Before I went and placed all of it, but hey, you know, sometimes I like making extra work for myself. So I'm just gonna go through, select all the flat floor pieces, because I want to make this a little bit darker so that it kind of looks like asphalt rather than concrete, and that way the curve will remain lighter and it'll stand out just a little bit. All right, get the whole thing selected here. All of it, there we go. All of it, actually get the last piece selected, so I'm just gonna make it a little darker. Yeah, that works. That look good? Yeah, that looks pretty good. So then I want to put in curbs. Just going to duplicate this piece here. Simple. But these little simple details, the addition of even just a square planter or rectangular planter somewhere in the middle of an open plaza or other open space, adds a little bit of dimension to it. Okay. Finish this. Alright, we're going to come in and we're going to get our floor again. Now this one I'm going to allow to be lighter. And I'm going to leave a gap right there for a planter. Let that connect right there. And this will be the outside of our entrance plaza to our zoo. All right, that's not terrible. just kind of put a path going off that way. Let's see, do I want to do much else here? Yes. Let's get that to line back up. Okay. Get our curves. I'm actually going to make these a little bit lighter. And I'll go through and fix the other ones later here. Get everything to the... Why are you not snapping to the right level? So these are some little annoyances that you will encounter when building in Planet Zoo. What I did there is I just changed the grid height from 1 meter to 0 meters. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case it worked. So I'll let that just be double right there just for now, just to see if I can decide on which way I like it. This is looking pretty nice right here. Okay. Alright, let's get some facilities in here. I'm going to keep this in group. Facilities here, guest facilities. I'm going to turn off blueprint. And we're going to start with some information booths, information centers here. Now you can see, because we're still in the same group, it's snapping, and it's snapping very nicely. So I want to bring that just to the surface here. We're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I like that? No, I don't like that. Okay, so I don't like that. I'm going to get rid of them. Great thing about Sandbox. You don't like something you did? Just get rid of it. Try it again. You're not locked into anything in Sandbox mode, which is just awesome. Okay, so we're going to go like that. Going to duplicate our concrete there. And yeah, starting to get there. Next up, I want to place our entrance. So we're going to go Zoo entrance. It automatically puts you into the height map, or into the heat map. I don't care for it. Now, right now, I can place this anywhere I want because I'm outside the group. If I want to put this in the group, which I do, I'm going to hit select to group. Just click, and now it's part of the group. We're going to go 1. Height map, heat map goes away. 2 goes away, and I'm gonna put 1 over there. Go away, heat map. Okay. So duplicate. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Okay, so now we have the start of our entrance here. So what you can see is this has already started placing paths. Don't really want it to do that yet, but we're going to ignore it for right now. I'm going to put a guest spawner over here. Not actually going to have any guests in the zoo at this point, but I'm going to put one over here because otherwise it's going to give me a bunch of errors and saying that stuff isn't connected, and it's really annoying. Stuff's connected. So let's path this up now. So there's 2 different ways to make a plaza in Planet Zoo. One way is you can come out here, or we can come off the end of this, we can get a path going, and then we can hit align to grid. And if we hit square edges, we can make our edges square and make a big old plaza like that, which we may do at certain parts later on. However, I'm just doing undo to get rid of that. I'm not going to bother doing that because I've already deselect that. I've already covered up the area where the paths are going to go, so that's not necessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here, and anywhere that I want guests to walk, I'm going to add a path, and I'm just going to use just the 4-meter path. It doesn't have to be straight. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to mostly work. There we go. That mostly works. Sure. It like I said, doesn't have to be pretty. Doesn't have to be pretty. Just has to be functional. And I want the guests to walk around the planters. So I'm gonna have them walk around the planter. I'm using angle snap so that it all connects up really nicely here. And we'll send a path going off over this way because we're probably gonna have a coach or something over here at some point. Now, I'm not going to start building any actual building pieces until, or any buildings until I get the DLC tomorrow and actually get a chance to look at them because I don't want to have to undo any work. What I want to do is plan out where the paths are going to go, where the facilities are going to go, and where some of the enclosures are going to go. So to start up, I have a blueprint that I downloaded off the Steam Workshop that I absolutely love. And let's see if I can find it. There it is. Size, excuse me, size references. This is a fantastic blueprint made by a wonderful person on Steam. Yeah, habitat sizes, 1,000 meters, 2,000, 3,000 square meters. You can just duplicate these off, place them around, get an idea of scale for your habitats. All right. Now I want to base this zoo loosely off of the Alaska Zoo. The entrance, however, is going to be based somewhat off of Woodland Park Zoo because, well, that's just an easy one. So I want a couple of food stands. Let's do a Birdie's Bakes just because it is the new one. And we're going to put that, yeah, right there. And we'll throw in a Chief Beef. Yeah, that's fun. I love it when it does it. Well, so we'll make that go away. We have a vendor halfway in the ground. Cool. Pull that up. And a drink. That'll be the Gulpy soda. I'm going to put some information booths over here. Because I want this to be like a rental shop where you would rent like scooters, wheelchairs, etc. over this way. We're going to throw in a toilet because, well, that's a necessity. So I'm going to put one here, one there, one there. So it's going to be a pretty large toilet block. Then over on this side, we are going to have our gift shop. This will be, we're going to do the Hats Fantastic. This thing is really freaking out with the height today. I don't know why. This is not normal at all. Okay, so we're going to put this over here. And I'm just kind of eyeballing how big I want the gift shop to be, and then we'll put in just a memento. I'm not putting in loony balloons. Balloons do not belong in zoos. Any reputable zoo will not allow balloons on the premises. Animals can eat them. They get away from people. If a balloon blows into an animal's enclosure and they eat it, they can either die from it or it's an extremely expensive surgery to save their life. So no balloons. Okay, I will step off my soapbox here and let's path up this area. And let's make this plaza out here be all in-game path rather than any kind of just hiding it. So I can either start from right here or I can start over here. I'm going to start right here. So I'm going to get a 4-meter section and I'm going to hit align to grid. We're going to get grid from 4-meter path piece. We're going to go out, we're going to connect that over. We're going to hit all these. We're going to come in, we're going to connect to our toilets. We're going to connect to our little rental area, and then we're going to come over this way, and we're going to connect to our gift shop. All right. Now I want to expand this plaza out here. My mouse is not behaving tonight. Okay, got the DPI on it. It seems to be behaving better. Apparently I have display capture on instead of game capture. Awesome. I'll have to fix that. Alright. That's a nice big entrance plaza. If anything, that's probably a little bit too big, so I'm just going to cut in a few sides over here. And I want a nice big planter statue thing here in the middle, so we'll make that happen. Then I want to round off this plaza here. So I'm going to make like a little stair-step pyramid. Then I'm going to deselect the grid. And this is a fun little trick that makes the paths in Planet Zoo a whole heck of a lot better. I'm going to come here in between the two, teeth of the pyramid. I'm going to click once to add a segment. Without moving the mouse, I'm going to right click to take it away, and it rounded it. I'm going to do the same thing here. Nice and round, and the same thing here. And look at that. We now have much more organic shape. You can play with this, make all sorts of different shapes out of it. Like that, and like that. All right. So now we have a decent little entrance plaza and kind of a small parking lot car park, which is fine. We can have just a small one. We don't need a really extensive one. This is going to be a fairly small zoo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish detailing out this part right here. I'm going to add a curb here in front of these shops. It just makes them a little bit more, I don't know. They just look a little bit more finished, I think, with that. Alright, so that is going to look pretty good. Next up is going to be detailing these little gaps in here. I want to make sure that I don't forget any. There we go. Now I'm going to come into terrain, reduce the brush size, and I'm going to paint soil in here. And around the edges, just in all of these little planter areas. Now one thing you can do as some detail, whoops. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to do that. That works if your plaza parking lot is actually made out of paths rather than blocks. I'm not going to do that. That's going to get way too nitpicky, complicated. Okay, let's go into nature and start adding in some fun stuff around here. I'm going to go to plants and I'm going to turn blueprints off. I'm going to filter this by biome, taiga, temperate. Those are the plants that I want. Let's get a couple trees in here. I'm not going to worry about keeping these as part of the group. I just want some planting, some trees. I'm going to make sure I have random rotation turned on. Let's get some poplar in here. Let's get the smaller one. We probably don't want super giant mature trees in here, but we do want a few. Let's see what else we have. What will look good? Oh, sugar maple. Yeah, let's get a little splash of color in here. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. That's what I wanted to do. So remember, whenever you're building something, whether it's a habitat, whether it's your entrance plaza, your entrance building, what you're doing is you're creating a scene. So what I have here with these trees is I have a frame. And then the entrance building will be in here. All right, so it's already starting to look pretty good. Now I want some decent bushes in here. Let's go with a little white sage, just because I love white sage. It's not a Europe native, I don't believe, but hey, it works. Get some flowers. Don't need a ton of flowers. I don't want this to be super overgrown. I want it to be a little bit manicured, a little contained, but that just get, you know, again, splash of color. Let's get that splash of color. Sycamore maple is pretty big. That's all right. And let's put in one really big sugar maple right there. Do I want some Scots pine as well? Yes, I want some Scots pine. Again, just gonna kind of frame this off with trees. We're getting a little bit more mature planting up in here. Maybe these are older trees that were already on the property, or they were planted when the zoo originally opened, whenever that was, and they're still here. They're nice and mature. And yeah, let's get some oaks in here too. I always like the oaks. I'm gonna leave some space over here for like administrative staff areas. Put an oak over there. Put another one over there. And let's see what else we have. Labrador tea. I like this one. Get some fluffy flowers in here. I'm just going to kind of liberally spread them throughout the planters. Do I want some hawthorn? Yeah, let's get some hawthorn in here. Yeah, some actual bushes. Alright. Kind of neglected this little spot over here. So let's make that right by getting some stuff in there. Fairy fan, dwarf cornel. It's a little bit lower to the ground than I want here, but it's fine. Dutchman's breeches, that's a nice one. Alright, so we'll get a little more of that in here. I want to get a little bit more color with our lavender. Always a nice choice. Gotta love the purple. Okay, so I'm just gonna fill these in here. I'm gonna get some bracken in here. Makes a good space filler. Alright, so that's looking really good, and I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit, so I am going to take a break and come back in a bit to work on this a little bit more with you. Oh yeah, I like that. That's already looking really nice. Alright, I'm back. It's the next morning. The DLC is dropped and it is absolutely just freaking amazing. So let's get in here and let's finish detailing out our little entrance plaza and maybe look at maybe getting a habitat animal in here. What do I want to go for first? I think we have, oh yeah, we do. There it is. Coach entrance. Look at this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. Can I make it connect? Oh, this is nice. So this is the new coach piece that basically acts as a spawn point for guests in your zoo. Awesome. Well, you know, very European styled, but it's awesome. Just absolutely awesome. So happy. We also have a ferry entrance as well. There's also a ferry just scenery piece too if you don't want the entrance. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this coach in here because I think that'll be a fantastic. Oh wow, look at that, it snaps. What? Look at that, it just snapped right into place. Well, isn't, okay, not quite. So I'm actually gonna split this from the group, advance move, and I'm gonna kind of put it a little bit more like there. That's better. Now we're gonna connect it up to the path. And it should connect up to some sort of pathing in here at some point. There we go. You can see that's just a terrible mess under there, but it's hidden, so it doesn't matter. It can be a terrible mess. All right. So we have that in, so that's going to be our spawn point, so I'm actually going to get rid of this one now. There's no point in having it. Yeah, let's start building the entrance building. The new Europe pieces I actually wanted to wait for. They're so good. They're so good. So we have our limestone classic piece sets, and then we have this Europe rustic stone wall. Look at it. Look at it, look at it, look at it. So my absolute favorite set has been the dry stone, just because I love that look so much. I think I have a new favorite here. Yeah, this is just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, we're gonna do all of this in this new set here, and oh my gosh. Yeah, I think this is gonna rival the dry stone as my new favorite go-to stone wall piece, because just wow. What am I doing there? Okay, so we're gonna go like that. We'll have a window, archway, archway. Okay, I think I'm gonna go like that. We'll make that like a planter area. Oh, it's so, so, so lovely. Oh, we have needed this. This update is freaking awesome. It's so awesome. Oh, where is it? There it is. Yeah, do I want to do the stone archways here? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do stone archways. Cool, I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. No, that's not what I wanted it to do. There. Hey, that works. Very nice. I need to get rid of the Z fighting down here. So I'm actually going to get rid of these curbs because I don't need them anymore. Just going to take them away. So that way we don't have Z fighting, and I'm going to replace them with, yeah, this stuff. Oh, that is lovely. Very lovely. This is coming out more medieval castle than I was expecting it to be, but I think that'll work. So we also have wall panels, which are just non-gridded wall pieces, floor pieces, whatever you want them to be pieces, of all the wall sets now. So so good. So much good stuff in this update. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I want this building to be fairly big, kind of encompass, you know, this whole little section here. Oh, that's nice. Now, question is, what do I want the second story to look like? Do I want to go with plaster, go with that kind of Bavarian stone first floor, wooden plaster second floor? Yeah, something like that. Let's see here. This will be the interior paneling. I think this will look nice. Yeah, that'll look... Ugh, it's doing that again. Why is it doing this? Why is it doing this with the height? This is really annoying. Okay, kind of like that. Now I need to think about starting to get some staff facilities in here. That's one thing I usually forget about until I actually need them, and kind of, yeah. So I'm going to turn blueprints off, that way I just have the basic shells. We're going to start with a small staff room, and I'm going to fit it in here somewhere. We don't want it too close to guest areas because otherwise they complain. Oh, you know what, right there works. And let's do two. Do two. Actually, can I fit the big one in here? I think I can fit the big one in here. Yeah, I can. That'll work. And they'll complain a little bit. Guests will complain a little bit when they go to use the bathroom, but you know what? The guests can they can just, you know, we'll just ignore that. So let's get this wall done here. Fits oh so very nicely. So we've got a nice staff room for our staff. We've got quite a few vendors wandering around just because it automatically hires one every single time. Alright, let's see what kind of flooring we have. I'm again turning blueprints off because I just don't want to deal with it. Let's see, do we want... Oh, that's not bad. Ooh, that's kind of nice. I like that. Kind of keeping with this rustic feel. Actually, I can get rid of that. And... back to our vertical New World walls. Like that. Nice, so that's our little rental shop. There are some nice assets on the workshop for like scooters, strollers, etc. Actually, I think I'm gonna see because I know I have it downloaded. Steam Workshop. I believe they were made by Paulsley. Let's see if I can find them here. That's not it. Is it in here? It's not in here. Now it came in a pack with like a whole bunch of different like trash cans and dumpsters, and all sorts of neat stuff. So let's see if I can find that. There it is. This is it. This is it. Yes. So I'm just going to stick this off over here, kind of out of the way. Very nice. So you can see various different skiffs, spiffa bins. What I want though are these. Get that. I'm going to duplicate that. Grab that again. And we're going to stick these in our little rental shop here. And I love using stuff that's created by other people because it just means that then I don't actually have to, you know, make it. So I can get to the fun stuff of making like actual habitats and stuff. It's all like the little props and everything. I find it somewhat boring to make them. So having this resource of this awesome, you know, community made workshop stuff means that I can actually concentrate on the fun stuff and I get a lot more done. Let's get that wheelchair in here too. And we'll put that here in the window. I gotta get the glass in this window. Oops. Let's sink that down in the ground. There we go. Those are, yeah, these are going to be too high as well. Let's fix these. Let's get our multi-selection tool out, grab them all at once. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Okay, fine, we're going to group them. Now it'll let me move them as a group. There we go. Alright, so just a little bit of detailing, already starting to add some, just a little bit more life into the zoo. And let's get one of these. And we're just going to stick that back there. I'm going to run a staff path around the back here, that way our staff can actually get to this. There we go, that's nice. Alright, so that lines up really well. Get that glass window in there. And where are we at here? I think I just want either do one of these walls, glass walls, which kind of works. Yeah, that works. You can also use the glass panes, but that works. I like that. A little modern flair to an otherwise kind of rustic build. I'm going to get rid of those just so that the transition between this plaza and this plaza is a little bit more defined. Oh, speaking of paths, we actually do have some new path textures to go with this update. We have, let's see, decorative brick. I think we already had cobblestone. We have cobblestone paths, and so I'm just going to go ahead and change this entire plaza to be cobblestone. I wish we could rotate these, this path texture, but I mean, it works. Like, I love it, so. Now in here, I want to be careful not to disrupt the stuff that I've done, because if I delete it, it's yeah. If I accidentally delete any of it, it's not going to be a fun thing to put it all back together. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, very, very cool. Alright, let's put in a little kind of a herb foundation type bit here. What? These are FlexiColor. What? No freaking way. These are all FlexiColor? Okay, so I can change the grout color. Nice. Can change stone color 1. Nice. Wow. Stone color 2. Wow. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Love it. I had no idea these were FlexiColor, so wow. We have FlexiColor stone now. This is awesome. This is really awesome. Okay, it kind of looks like a Dalmatian, but you know what? I'm just going to leave that alone for now. We also have some brand new amazing foliage. I mean, it's not the most spectacular foliage, but it's good. We get some azaleas in here. Probably have like a statue or something as well. I want a decent tree. Let's see. We do have some new trees if I can find them. Aleppo Pine. Yeah, this is one of them. This is actually one of the free ones. Nice. Very nice. You know what? Let's throw a couple of these out here too. Some over here. I have random rotation turned on. Yes. Nice, 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 nice. So let's stick one right there. Well, that's a nice shady parking lot. I like that. Okay, what else do we have? We have, oh god, the grapes. So many grapevines. Love it. Cork oak. Ooh, cork oak. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this, I was in the group. Fantastic. Okay, get rid of that maple. Put in a cork oak. Yay, we have new oaks. I love it. Alright, so little details are what make or break a zoo for me. So getting rid of that just flat grass texture, putting in soil, and then just cramming these planters full of statuary, of just everything, really makes it come to life. Oh, I love this bear. This is a light up bear. I wish it was mirrored, but it's not. But that's okay. We're still going to stick him in there. Alright, we have a light up bear. Since this is going to be a cold weather zoo, the polar bear is going to be our flagship animal, which will be, you know, just great. Oh, these are some of the... They're modular, what? Okay, that's awesome. Alright, let's get some flowers in here. Some bushes. This beech sapling makes an excellent bush. Oh, some bracken. Always gotta have bracken. It's a good space filler. And what else do we have? Oh, we have some holly. Oh, holly is cute. I don't use the holly nearly enough in any of my builds, so I'm gonna make a point to do that. London plane, very nice. I want to say that these are a type of sycamore. I think we have these here in my town where I live. We have a lot of them in the park. They're very pretty. They're white bark, and then they drop these giant seed pod things that aren't fun to step on, but yeah, beautiful trees though. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, we got some twin flower. Let's put some twin flowers in. I like these. So, I love to just cram planters absolutely full. Just completely full. I mean, look at that. Look how good that looks now. We've filled in that little bit of space. I'm gonna do the same thing. Oh, I forgot to like finish the actual entrance building. So let's do that. Let's come over here. Oh, I moved that. I meant to duplicate that. I'm a little tired this morning. It's been a long week and day, even though it's Tuesday for most of you. It's actually my Friday. Yay, day off. Kind of, at least day off coming, which will be great. But quite tired. Long week and a very physical job that I'm currently working, so takes a lot out of me. Archway, windows. This is going to be the gift shop, so I want there just to be like a ton of windows, so that as you're going in and out, as you're getting ready to leave the zoo, you're coming into the zoo, you look in and go, oh, I want to buy all that. Paths, I want to actually turn this back to just asphalt in here. And then we're going to put a nice floor in there to hide this. I don't want to accidentally connect up this to this, because then we have guests walking through. So the way to do that is just to run the path exactly where you want people to walk, and then hide the rest. Let's see. Do I want to do the same flooring that I already did? I mean, it looks kind of good. It's got that medieval castle feel to it, but let's see what else we have. So we've got the Australia wood. That's not terrible. It doesn't quite fit though. Brick? No, not brick. Grease block? No. Okay, I want flat roofs. There we go. You know, I think that'll work. Yeah, that looks really good because I'm using this paneling already. So yeah, that looks good. I like that. Cool. Looking really nice. Let's get our windows in. I'm gonna keep the same theme. Where is it? There it is, with this nice kind of modern glass here. We'll get those in. It's one thing that'll really bring continuity to your zoo is keeping similar themed pieces and repeating them throughout parts of the zoo. You don't have to make the entire zoo exactly the same, but if you repeat, you know, the same motif of the stone and then the wood interior and then the modern glass window, and we see that repeat throughout the entrance plaza, throughout maybe little seating or food court areas in the rest of the zoo, you'll start to you'll start to make it cohesive and come together as a whole, and I really like that. Let's go with plaster. So I want to do some plaster walls as our second story. Do I want to do plaster walls? Well, you know what? I'm doing plaster walls, so okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll trim it up in wood. It'll look really nice. Of course, then now I actually have to trim it in wood, which is just more work, but you know what? It's fine. Making a quick change here. I think I'm gonna do a flat modern roof with it planted up, so it's gonna look. It'll be this nice blend of like rustic and modern. Again, loosely basing this off of Woodland Park Zoo, because, you know, that's one of the really classic entrances. And I just happen to really like it. Let's get that plaster floor. And plaster, it's really one of the most versatile pieces you're gonna have in building. It always has been, and it will remain so even with the additions. You know, plaster just does everything. Plus, it still has the most pieces. Okay, that's kind of working. Yeah, that works. Mostly works. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this because it just kind of looks weird. Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting that Woodland Park Zoo look. We'll have to move that tree. There. That works pretty well. And I should have thought about this before I got started, but I want to actually make the roof a little bit lighter. I want this to be kind of a modern, eco-friendly type place. By having white or light colored roofs, it reflects heat, helps keep the heating costs down. Actually, the cooling costs. Which, if you live in California like me, yeah, cooling costs are insane. Alright, just gonna get all of these changed over. So again, proper planning would kind of, you know, help prevent having to like select and deselect a whole bunch of stuff. I could have done that beforehand. I didn't. It happens. One thing I have done is I have planned out the basic layout of the full zoo. So I know where I want stuff to be. And yeah. Alright, let's make this a green roof. So I'm going to go for glass. I'm going to get our glass wall. Still don't know why it does that. Alright, that works. In the nature tab, we go to gardening. And there should be some mulch in here. Spelling it right would help. There we go. What? European fence planter. Wow. Okay. So that's tiny. Cool. Let's get the 4x4 here. I'm going to turn off random rotation just because, yeah, I don't need it right now. So I'm going to get this into place. Press X to go into the advance move. And just going to put this out. Actually going to grab all three of these now just to speed this along. And they're not lining up perfectly. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to cover this entire thing in plants anyways, so yeah, it doesn't matter that these lines don't line up. I mean, it matters a little bit to me right now, but once I can't see it anymore, after I've covered it in plants, it won't matter anymore. So that's what I have to tell myself, so that I don't have to go in and fiddle around with this stuff constantly. Okay, that works. And let's get back into plant tab. So I'm not going to worry about continent. I just want temperate and taiga plants. I keep everything as part of the group. We'll get some color up in here. And I'm just gonna kind of randomly grow some of the bigger, not sure if this is lavender or lupin. I'm pretty sure I called it lavender, but whatever it is. The Alpine Sea Holly, I like this one. We're gonna toss that around liberally in here. Again, I just want a little bit of randomness. Yeah, arrowwood. Arrowwood is always a good choice. Good space filler. Some azaleas. Azalea bushes might be a little bit big for a rooftop garden planted roof, but you know, what else do I want? I know I want some bramble bushes in here. We're gonna turn on random rotation so that this gets a little bit more natural looking. What else do we have? Ooh, dog rose bush. Oh, this is the new one. This is one of our new ones. Yes, give me all of this. Awesome. Love it. Only the tiny one has flowers though, which is slightly unfortunate, but still love it. Let's get in a little of our Dutchman's breeches. Lots and lots and lots of flowers. We're gonna make the pollinators oh so very happy here. What else do we have? I think we have some new periwinkle, don't we? And it's somewhere in here. There it is. Aw, it's so tiny. Another nice ground cover though. And it comes with separate leaves and flowers, so yeah, man, we have some real versatility in this DLC. Loving it. Loving it. Loving it. Look at that. All right. Yeah. So that is starting to come to life now. Really liking it. I'm going to get rid of this tree here. Oops, get out of the group so I can get rid of that tree. And I'm going to get rid of that one too. This is actually going to be some planted area over here. I'm just going to sink that in. Get rid of that. I'll bring that back in a second, but for right now, I just want to go like this. And this is going to be a planter and sculpture garden. Duplicate. I need a new mouse. This mouse is not working for me anymore. I like that. I like that. Yeah, that works. Okay, back into nature. It's kind of annoying that the mulch pieces aren't tagged for, like, every biome and continent, because they should be. We're going to turn off our random rotation. And we're going to get in here and fill this with our mulch. Just like we did on the roof, I'm going to let it overlap just a little bit more because this is a area that's closer to the ground, probably going to get a little bit more scrutiny. At least it would in real life. Alright, filling this in. Alright. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm liking that. Let's get some statues in here. Let's get our stag. There we go. What else do we have? I hate that New World bear sculpture. I want it to be good, but it's not good. Let's get a couple of wolves down in here. What else do we have? Alright, what else will fit in here? Oh, let's put in the dodo. Yes, let's put in the dodo. Okay. So right now it looks kind of plain. Let's fill it up full of plants. And I'm just going to go temperate and taiga. Alpine Sea Holly I'm really starting to like. So when doing planters like this, your best bet to make it look realistic and to make it look good is to do your largest, your tallest plants at the back and your smaller plants toward the front. So that's what I'm going to do here. Around the back, the Alpine Sea Holly, it's very tall. I'm going to get rid of this tree here because it's annoying. Get back in that group because I want everything grouped together. Whereas, you know, something like your arrowwood is going to be more foreground, up close, because it's low. Same thing with anything like these low-growing cowberries or crowberries. Put those toward the front. Let them overhang a little bit. I always like to let that, because that way it just gives it a little bit more of like an overgrown feel. Like it's not perfectly manicured and maintained. Ooh, the dog rose. We have to have the dog rose. I love this. Something that's big like this, like the Gilder Rose, good to put at the back. And we're going to kind of hide the pandas a little bit with the Gilder Roses. And, oh heck, I like the Gilder Rose, so I'm just going to just shove a ton of them in here over here. Big, overgrown rose bushes. I wish these were recolorable. Alright, starting to look good. What else do we have? Need some color in here. Yeah, let's get some of this. Again, bigger ones toward the back. And you can even get a few trees in here if you were so inclined. Let's get some holly. So again, bigger things toward the back. I'm gonna do the big holly tree. It's gonna be over here to the side where it's not gonna hide anything. And then up toward the front, we're gonna have our periwinkle and the periwinkle flowers. So again, very low growing. Put it toward the front of the planter. What else do we have? Ooh, twin flower. And then medium height stuff toward the middle. And that's a design principle that comes from real world gardening. It's something I try to, you know, work with when I'm doing my own stuff, my own garden at home as well. All right, so that looks awesome. Okay, I like it. I really, really like it. Cool, cool, cool. I think, actually, I want to run a path, kind of. Yeah, there we go. That way people can walk past and look in the gift shop and go, ooh, I want that. All right. Cool. So I'm liking it. It's coming along really nicely. It's really cute. A couple of things I want to get on the top here, just for a little, you know, immersion. Have any solar panels? We do have some solar panels. So these are non-functional, obviously, but they look very good. And so let's see. Face them kind of toward the sun. Duplicate. There we go. So this will be, you know, just a little immersion for that. You know, most modern zoos are kind of trying to become like, you know, bastions of, you know, sustainability just as part of their conservation message, which I'm fully behind. That really is the purpose of a modern zoo. It should be conservation of species, not just a place to keep a bunch of exotic animals for people to look at them. All right. Well, that is looking fairly complete. Still want to think about what kind of sign I want here at the front. Let me put something on this. One thing we need to get in here before I do anything else is some administrative buildings. So those are going to be our staff facilities. We need a trade center. I'm just going to keep all this as part of the same big group just because why not? Yeah, so I'll pop that there. Not gonna bother with any kind of, stop doing that. Any kind of research or workshop, because this is sandbox and you don't need that. One thing you will need is a veterinary surgery. You'll also need maybe a quarantine. I usually put one in just in case. I don't find that, you know, I play with diseases turned off, but still sometimes it can be useful. Alright, so we got a staff room, keeper's hut, trade center. What else do I need? Okay, I think that's good. Path it up. So I'm going to get rid of the paths that automatically spawn. I like to use the purple just because I like it. So one thing I'm going to do here, I'm not going to use align to grid, but I am going to keep these paths on the grid, and I'm going to do that using angle snap. So I'm just going to place one right here. Using angle snap, I have a right angle. Okay, so that's working. Come around. We're going to go all the way up here. Put you right there. but all of our buildings are connected. Simple, easy, no stress, no fighting with the paths, no headache, which makes me happy. So let's go back into our paths. I've still got the cobblestone path. I love it. I'm gonna bring up the width to 8 meters, and we're gonna start building out a kind of like a main street going off this way. Hold control to make it not do that. Okay, that works. Now I will let it connect, let the staff path connect. There we go. Alright, that is the entrance plaza to Northern Lights Zoo. Needs a little bit more work, probably need to get some actual lighting in here. We got the coach in, got some details in. Loving it, loving it, loving it. God, these stone walls are just perfect. So, thinking I'm gonna call this one next episode, get in here, get some more detailing done, and get our first habitat in, as well as getting the path system for the entire zoo laid out. So we're gonna expand into this area over here, as well as up into here. So that will be quite fun. I will tackle that in the next one with you guys. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please leave it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. Hit the bell notification if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video. And let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one.